Hi, I'm Chris Eversole, Communications Coordinator for the City of Green Cove Springs. This is the first interview show that the city is sponsoring to make more information available to our citizens. I have with me Mayor Van Royal and Glee Glisson from the Parks and Recreation Department. And Mayor, tell us about why you think it's important for us to start doing these kind of shows.
Well, I think anything that we can do that can communicate not just the activities, but the thought process behind capital improvements is good for the citizens. We're a small community, and yet we find ourselves sometimes with rumors and things like that. And this is an opportunity to meet, talk about topics that are important to each and every one of us, and get that out there in a timely basis, that you don't have to wait until signs go up or you don't have to wait until meetings are held. You can do this. We can do this on a regular basis and let people know what we're thinking ahead so that they can have some input.
Well, that's great. And the project that we're now talking about is the renovation of the swimming pool at the park. And tell us about the what's going to be happening and the current activity that we're going to be doing.
Well, this project we actually started about a year and a half ago, and with again, citizen input. We had several meetings with the public, and we had a lot of meetings with staff and people discussing possibilities. And so now we've got a plan. We not only have a plan, but the architects have drawn it. We've got a contract. From that point on, actually, our city crews will get involved to begin with, and they'll do the demolition of the old pool. They've worked with the taking out of the old city hall, and I think that our crews are very, very capable of doing that initial work. And once the old pool is removed, we'll start to work on. We have a contract, and we'll start to work on the new pool as well as then the actual spring boil itself, and fortifying it, making sure that some of the holes that we found in the past have been plugged up, and then we'll lead into the splash park and the surrounding landscape and sidewalks. So
well, let's talk more about what the program is, what the different components of the project are.
Well, again, we've got the city to start out, and they will do the demolition. And then the contract will start to work on the pool. And then we've got the offices and gazebo area above the pool where activities and that'll be held. That'll come next, and then the spring boil, and actual work on the boil and redefining, making it a much more attractive and actually a much more natural setting for people to enjoy the spring. You'll actually have more interaction with that spring.
Well, you've worked hard on this, including going to the legislature. Let's talk about the funding. I know there was some state money, some sales tax money.
We've had a wonderful opportunity to take this project out to not just our own citizens, but the citizens of Clay County, because we know they enjoy it, the park in so many different ways. So the county now has pledged $700,000 towards what is now almost a $2.6 million project when you factor in what the city's doing. And the state has come through this year in their budget through the Springs Restoration projects. That budget another $250,000, which is integral to the completion and being able to do now actually the 5 additional add-ons to just the pool and the building. So it allows the boil to be done, the splash park to be done, and then the rest of the funds, we have some of them already saved up in our budget this year, and going forward, we're looking at financing through, again, tying to our state sales tax. That those dollars have increased lately, so we'll pledge those for the next couple of years, and we'll complete that project.
So let's finish up on this topic about how does it feel to be at this milestone?
This is something pretty special. I haven't lived here as long as many in the community, but for the past 28 years, my family, when my kids were young and now my grandkids, enjoying that park and feeling the sense that there were people 125 years ago enjoying it just like we are, and going into the future, hopefully this pool is another 40, 50-year pool and activity area that it's being part of the timeline, and we're just a notch in that timeline. This isn't the heyday. We've had a lot of heydays and a lot of red letter days, but because of Glee and the staff and the citizens that have supported it, this will be another notch. That'll be another red letter day for us. And this one starting it, and then when we complete it.
Well, let's move right over to Glee. That's a good transition. Yeah. So let's just go into what you know about the history of the park and its heritage and all those things.
My family's been here for over 50-something years, and we've enjoyed the park, the pier, immensely. I came down here when I was a little kid, and we enjoyed the whole place.
Well, let's talk a little about the hotels and the steamboats and all that stuff. Tell us what you know, and including the medicinal values or whatever.
I've seen some of the hotels. I know the last one that I saw here was the old Oakland Hotel. But as far as the other hotels, I really haven't seen a lot of those. A lot of those had come down.
But it was a tourist resort for presidents and others back in the day.
Absolutely. You look back in the archives and some of the literature of this city, and you just see several hotels and just, sailors everywhere and people everywhere, and all the boats coming into the pier area. It was enormous back in the day.
Go ahead.
James A. Garfield, as president, shipped that water from that spring up to the White House.
There you go.
He believed in those medicinal purposes, and to this day, there are people that'll stop by. I've seen him come down from Jacksonville with 30 water jugs and fill them up, and another month later they'll be back.
Hey, Chris, that's something I want to talk about, is that we actually have people with cancer and other diseases that will actually come down and exercise in the water and lay in the water and just relax in the water. And they say that it makes them, it kind of soothes their pain and makes them feel a little better. And it's just, the water is just unbelievable. We have a man that he comes down every morning. He gets his jug of water and he drinks it every day. And he said that's what keeps him going and makes him so young to be 85 years old.
Well, there you go.
See, we think we're the real fountain of youth.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's right.
That we actually, he made it all the way over to here, and other places have claimed it, but we think
Ponce de Leon.
That's right.
There
Exactly.
we go. Yeah. Well, Glee, let's get into your tenure with the Recreation Department and talk about when that started and what you've seen as far as the pool and the community and the recreation, all that.
Well, I started way back with the pool, and I think it was around 1990.
Well,
And we've, it has a lot to do with the Memorial Day festivities, and we used to have a big Labor Day festivity. And but we've got some more things coming up along with the pool and the park. And we've got soccer coming in with the Y, hopefully, and we hope to have some more programs and some more activities than just the pool itself. Because I want to bring in synchronized swimming, I want to bring in aerobic swimming. Not only, this pool isn't just for the young people, the elementary type school grade kids. We want this for everybody, because this pool is Northeast Florida's best kept secret. Absolutely.
well, that's great. I think we've got a final note here. Mayor, do you want to finish up by telling us the importance of this project and how the city's helping expand the economy and all that?
It was wonderful this past weekend to ride through the park and see the number of weddings, to see that were taking place, and people enjoying the park. And we just believe this is, again, that continuation that started 125 years ago, where it's one of the few places that you can interact with water that's, they say it's been down there hundreds of thousands of years, and every day it pumps close to 3,000 gallons an hour through that pool. So you can interact with it, you can touch it, and we've got a lot of plans for that ability to do that. But we also think that if we didn't have those springs, we'd only be Green Cove. And we've got a wonderful cove, and we've got a wonderful springs now, and this is going to continue to keep us Green Cove Springs. And certainly, like I said, it's a 50-year project that I'm looking forward to my grandkids and great-grandkids being able to enjoy it every bit as much as those that they came here much earlier.
Well, this has been great, and thank you for joining us on Green Cove Springs today.